So before the game started for Inter Miami against their Leagues Cup opponents, there was somewhat of a presentation. Actually, no, there was a presentation. There was a trophy lifting. They were doing a little bit celebration. There was Messi. There was DeAndre Yedlin and the whole crowd. They're showing off the Leagues Cup trophy, up in the air. Our first ever championship trophy in franchise history. Whether if it's a U.S. Open Cup, which is going to happen in a few weeks, whether it's the MLS playoffs, which our luck is terrible, and the Leagues Cup, which was it's inaugural. I remember last year they were announcing this Super Leagues Cup tournaments. Like, ooh, that should be exciting. I didn't think it would be this exciting because this team won it all. And the ironic thing, well, not the ironic thing. Well, yes, the ironic thing is they're doing a little presentation against the team that they're playing against, the team that they beat for that trophy. That's pretty much an insult to the wounds for Nashville, and Nashville want blood. That's all I can say. They wanted blood, and they were determined to not let Miami win. And it kind of worked. However, Miami's mindset is to not let Nashville win either. So the game ended up being a draw, and I gotta say, for Inter Miami, they were they were close to winning, then they were close to losing. Freaking Nashville's. I remember when I said with their back line, Nashville's back line is dangerous, and if you do something wrong and they go on a counter, you're toast. Thankfully, though, Drake Callender, who recently got called up to the U.S. national team, congratulations to Drake Callender, and congratulations to Benjamin Kramashi getting called up to their international team. But Hany Mukhtar, I mean, you can't stop him. He's their Messi. You can't stop Mukhtar. He's the reigning MVP for a reason in MLS. And he almost beat us. Set pieces were right there for Nashville. The counterattack was there for Nashville, and they almost beat us plenty of times. Meanwhile, for Miami, our attack is either blocked off or saved by Panico. I guess Panico was trying to make up for what happened in the Leagues Cup final, which mission accomplished, right? So for Panico, he has saved a lot of soccer balls for Miami, including the ones against Messi, including the ones against Martinez. Kramashi's one of them. Ruiz, especially Messi. And Busquets is involved too, and Robert Taylor too. The one player I really got to give credit for in this game is Kamal Miller. Kamal Miller made some good tackles, clean tackles, and a couple of them were game-saving tackles, especially the one that was against, I believe it was Mukhtar as well. I could be wrong. But basically Nashville was going for that goal, and Kamal Miller saved it with that tackle, that sliding tackle. What a nice tackle that was. And honestly, dude, that was the game saver too. Especially since Nashville's counterattack is very sharp, especially since they have lesser possession of the soccer ball than compared to Miami with 69.1% of possession. Nice. But for Nashville, again, counterattack, really good at counterattack, and they almost made us pay. They did make us pay. They scored a goal, however, they were offside. and the goal was disallowed. Miami, free kick, Messi afterwards, and the shot was saved by Panico. Drake Callender, he has 2 saves, but those saves were critical. What a save by Callender, especially one of them was from Mukhtar, and I believe the other one was Picolt too. Fafa. I'm not quite sure. However, Callender right there to save it, especially with a nice save like that, and the score remains 0-0. I will say this: referees, they were a little bit loose, but I thought they were pretty good this game. I thought they were pretty good in this game. Not much to complain there, and for Miami, they just weren't able to pull the trigger. And when they were close to pull the trigger to score the first goal, Panico was right there to save it. I mean, and the midfield defense for Nashville is really good. I mean, what could I say? There was a scary situation at the end of the game. It looked to me that DeAndre Yedlin's hand was out, and the ball was kicked right here towards the arm, and they were going to VAR for it. So, in that scenario, they were watching the play itself. They were looking at the handball, but they were also looking at whether or not the Nashville player was offside before the handball even occurred. They deemed it was offside, so Miami got away with it there, and then we had a couple more minutes of stoppage, and that led to more stoppage time afterwards. So Messi trying to get something going, trying to pass it to Kamashi, and they couldn't do it. And then they go on the counterattack, corner after corner after corner. Drake Callender and the Miami's defense were really good. Now there was a last minute ditch effort. Messi just off the mark, and he was denied by Panico. Denied. I would say it was a good block, but it was also a good save by Panico. And it was also a corner that tried to get a little bit of short, and Cabana was just missed it. And the referee blew it a final whistle, and Miami drew 0-0 in this game, and we only managed to get a point out of this one. Now for someone like myself, I'll take a point. I'll take a point because at least we didn't lose. If we lost, then we would have had even more tough time to try to get back up. But we had 10 more points to, at least I think 10 more points to make up to get back above the red line. Now for Nashville, they didn't exactly get their revenge, but they did just enough where Miami did not get a point in. Did not score a point. They did just enough. So where are we right now? Kind of a bad news for Miami because NYCFC won their game 2-0 against Montreal. So they're moved up. And Charlotte drew 1-1 against Orlando City. So they only got their point as well. And for the Red Bulls, they lost that game 1-0 against New England. So not a total loss if you ask me, but Toronto has won. But I think we're still over Toronto, if I'm not mistaken, because the goal differential is in our favor, and we still have 3 games in hand for Inter Miami. So I'm not panicking at this draw. However, I will say this: our next game is no joke whatsoever. Because our next game It's on September 3rd, and they're playing against Los Angeles Football Club, LAFC. Our first ever opponent in franchise history. First ever opponent in franchise history. Last time we played them, they just downright beat the crap out of us last season. 2-0, 4-0, 3-0. I don't care. It was at Dry Pink. It was garbage. It was a garbage tier game. But last time we played in Los Angeles was right there. We lost that game 1-0. That was our first ever game in franchise history. That was on March 1st, 2020. No one's able to score for Inter Miami. Not even Rodolfo Pizarro. Not even Lewis Morgan at that time. No one. So we'll see what happens. This is probably the true test of this stretch right now, and it happens at 10 o'clock Eastern Time, 7 o'clock Pacific for LAFC. While for Nashville, the losing streak ends, but the winning streak did not start. They're still in the winless run. They play against Charlotte next on Saturday. So yeah, folks, there you go. So I'm not wearing pink tonight. I'm wearing black, as I would normally wear for going to watch them play, which is what I'm probably going to be doing this trip coming up. So yeah, folks, that's going to do it for this video. If you like this video, hit that like button and subscribe for more, because Miami TVG has your back. And when he does, he'll be right there with you for the entertainment you deserve. Miami TVG, signing off, folks. And I'll see you guys in the preview, season predictions, and season 3 coming up in about a day or so. Adios.